Welcome to PNW Real Estate. Today we're delving into a primary topic in real estate specific to sellers. We're discussing why overpricing your home contributes to listing stagnation. I'll dissect this and how it relates to overall success. I'm bringing up the topic of pricing because it leads to some of the most common errors. It's very common for sellers to prematurely jump into this ahead of understanding what the market means. I'll also relate this to some of the primary markets in Pierce County. This includes Puyallup, Edgewood, Eatonville, Graham, and Spanaway. So let's define what pricing failure actually looks like. You list your home, and then you get little to no activity for weeks. No offers are submitted, you get no showings or appointments, and the phone is silent. Your open house attendance is weak. Your online engagement may be great, but isn't equating to any real activity. It's the second half of August 2025, and our local market is best described as a buyer's market. We are seeing more homes on the market and more competition for sellers. Buyers now have an abundance of inventory and leverage. Understanding this leverage can help avoid listing stagnation. So let's connect the dots on how this can impact the relationship between client and agent. Unmet expectations can put strain on the relationships between all parties. Even if the home is being marketed properly, this cannot make up for price misalignment. This space of having no activity can have a negative cascading effect on things moving forward. If you're an agent, have you been replaced only to have another agent list at the price you originally advocated for? At the price you struggled to communicate that would have led to the activity you were looking for? It's not uncommon that a seller goes through 2 or 3 agents before they understand what it takes to actually sell the property. If you've been a seller, have you experienced frustration at your perceived lack of activity? How resistant were you to what you were originally told? Why didn't you believe your consultation? To be fair, things may not be ideal for the seller or the agent. The market is driven by factors that are out of your agent's control, such as inventory levels, lending practices, mortgage rates, home values, and public perception. It can be difficult to have the conversation on market realities and how things work when parties want to simply have certain opinions confirmed. A seller can often have preconceived ideas as well as an attachment to what they believe the home is worth. I'm advocating for a clear assessment up front because the alternative leads to friction further down the road. The strongest sign of buyer interest and parity in your pricing is showings. When an agent schedules a private showing and brings their client through your home, that's a serious buyer. As much as you can control, assuming the buyer's agents have pre-qualified their clients. This represents someone actively looking, ready to move, vetted by their buyer's agent, and potentially ready to write an offer. This is who you want walking through your client's door. And here's why this is so important. Your listing makes its best impression during the first couple of weeks on the market. This is your hyper-focus. That's your prime window of opportunity. This is true in a hot market or a slow market. This is true in a buyer's market or a seller's market. So capitalize on price accordingly. If you miss this window, things get progressively more difficult and time begins to work against you. Now don't get me wrong, homes do sell after that initial window. But when you price correctly from the start, you give yourself the best possible chance for a quicker sale, stronger interest, and better terms. You front load your success, and that's the best hedge against sitting on the market for months. Marketing connects your home to potential buyers, but it can't make them buy something overpriced. So all your effort and marketing experience can be a loss. Working with unrealistic expectations can definitely lead to frustration, failure, and a waste of resources. Your agent is your consultant and strategist. So starting from the right place where all parties are on the same page is paramount to the successful sale and to a successful relationship. If there's no alignment between the market, price, condition, and location, then you've just wasted time and marketing effort. We can avoid this frustration. Pricing your property isn't about guessing what you hope to get. It's about pricing for performance. And what does performance look like? Showings, calls, and offers. That's it. If you're not seeing these, then something's off. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. If no one's taking the plunge, you've got to ask, what's wrong with the water? The hardest pill for many sellers to swallow is this: the value you place on your home needs to align with what today's buyers are willing and capable to pay. Not what happened 3 months or a year ago. Things shift. I'll be talking about cycles in another video, but this is how you win in any given market. The caveat is that you have to base decisions on today's market. This is the key. Now let's look at some numbers for Pierce County. The following are July year-over-year comparisons. Active listings, July 2024, 2,097. July 2025, 2,709. Median sale price, July 2024, 564,950. July 2025, 564,140. New listings, July 2024, 1,341. July 2025, 1,482. Pending sales, July 2024, 1,199. July 2025, 1,250. Sold listings, July 2024, 1,006. July 2025, 1,041. Let's take a look at the most current information in Eatonville, Graham, Spanaway, South Hill, and Edgewood. These charts illustrate the differences in days on market, average sale price, median sale price, and new listings. These details are specific to these areas only. Thank you for watching. Visit again in the near future for more information.